Hello, would you like to learn how to sell a covered call option on a Schwab or in a Schwab account? Well, I'm going to show you today how to do that. Before I get started, I'd like to mention that my channel is Easy Investing Income. The purpose of the channel is to show people you can earn easy income selling options, that you don't have to take a lot of risk. You can keep it simple and you can really augment your income quite well. Also, I'd like to mention I'm not a certified financial planner. I'm by no means a pro. I'm just a hobbyist that likes to do this and likes to earn some extra income. So that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to go and purchase, or not purchase, I'm going to sell a covered call on Coca-Cola. So let me show you how to do that. So I've already gone in and I've clicked on Coca-Cola, or I've gone to research and then pulled up Coca-Cola. So here you can see on the main page, you've got the basic information about Coca-Cola. So Coke's doesn't trade in a huge, it's not like Apple and Amazon and some of those stocks that go, you know, they move quite a bit on a weekly, daily basis. Coke is doesn't move that much, so it's a little less risky. Plus, it pays a nice dividend, so I own it for the dividend, and I also like to sell what's called covered calls on it. So what we're doing today is an actual covered call. So here you'll see that it's got news, charts, ratings, earnings, statements. You can see all the different information along the tab here. I'm going to actually click on options. Again, I own Coca-Cola, so I don't really need to do a whole lot of research. But you have everything at your hands on your Schwab account to be able to do the research you need to do if you don't own the stock and you want to do more research. So I'm going to click on options, and it'll bring up just some basic option change. So this isn't the most helpful page, but you can see, it has April 16th, which kind of doesn't make sense in my mind because today's April 16th, the day I'm filming this. So I usually just click on view full option change, and then it'll bring up all the different options. And then you can see here you've got strategy. I'm gonna just do calls because I'm doing what's called a covered call. Expiration, I don't need to do the 16th. I usually like to go out 30 to 60 days, so I'm gonna select starting May 14th, so I'm going to click continue on that. And I'm also going to show 16 strikes, 8 strikes. I like to go farther out of the money when I sell my options. So to give you, for instance, if like now Coke is trading at 53, almost 53 and a half, a little bit over 53 and a half, and I like to sell an option that's pretty far outside the money, so I'm hoping to get something at the 57, 58 range, mainly because that's, if I can get that kind of a return, which is close to a 10% return, then I'd be happy with actually having the Coke assigned and actually selling the shares. My preference is always to have it expire, but in this case, I'm when I'm selling the contract, I don't worry other than trying to get something around 10% above the price. So I'm going to look around 57, 58, 59, something along those lines. So it'll show you the different contracts. So here on the left you've got, if I go down to a 57, so here you'll see 57 or 57.50. Well, I still want to do a little bit of a wider range, so I'm going to change this, and I don't really care about doing puts, so I'm going to put this pretty close to the price of the stock, and then I'm going to go as high as 59. So let's go to 59, and then I'm going to click continue. So I went outside the money, and here you can see in 28 days if I did a 58 trade, not talking much premium, I also like to try to get as much premium as I can. I try to look for close to $1 in premium if I can. Coke, again, is less risky. It's not as volatile. So with Coke, I'm willing to take a little bit less premium, anywhere from 50 cents to $1. I'm usually fairly happy. And so looking at 28 days, there's not much premium. So I'll go out a little bit farther. So here at 55, 80 cents, but 55 is it's not far enough outside. It's not that 10%. Neither is 57.50. So I'm going to keep going out a little further. So let's go to 42 days. Now, there's a little bit more premium in 42 days, but again, not a whole lot. You've got at 57, you can get, it looks like, between 24 and 30 cents or 27 cents. Again, below that amount I typically like to get. So I'm going to go out a little farther. So I'm going to go out to June 18th, and again, I can only get 31 or 33 cents. So not a whole lot. Let's go one or two more. Again, I like to keep it to 60 days, but sometimes with Coke, I will go a little bit farther. So here we have 91 days. Still not a whole lot of premium. Between 44 and 46, that's not bad. So I'm if the market is going up, I might actually be able to get 50 cents. So let's look at that trade. So you click on trade all the way on the right, and it'll bring up the trading page. So you'll notice that it brings up the strategy of call, which is what I want. Then it's KO, which is Coke, expiring on 7/16 at a strike price of 57.50. So in July, if it gets to that amount or goes above that amount, there's a good chance it'll be assigned. So someone would initiate their contract, and those shares would be taken away or sold at 57.50. But again, that's not bad considering Coke is now 53.6. So it is a call select action. So I'm selling, so I'm trying to earn premium. So I'm going to say sell to open. I'm looking at one contract. A lot of times I'll do more than one contract. So in this instance, if I can't get the premium, I may do two contracts. Coke is by far my biggest holding in my accounts. I did inherit some of it from my grandfather and have had it for a long time. So it's something I'm trying to over time reduce my number of shares, just so it's not such a major part of my account. So sell to open one, it looks like mid 46. I typically like to do market orders, and the reason being, you can do a limit. So you have different options here. You can do a limit or a stop. A lot of times with those, and I have done those too, I've had to kind of watch the trade for a fair amount of time, and in a lot of cases I'd spend 2 or 3 hours trying to get it for 5 or 10 cents more. So I decided to switch to just doing market trades or market orders. And one thing that Schwab does, and I don't know if the other brokerages do this too, if when you do a market order, if they're able to get a better price for you, they will. So I have a lot of trades, like for instance this one that is showing 44. Well, I may get a $4 increase and it's 48. So one thing to keep in mind when you're selling options, one contract, so the quantities related to contracts, is 100 shares. So if this contract gets assigned, it's 100 shares. So at 57.50, 100 of my shares would be sold for 57.50, which is $5,750. So again, that's my logic behind the market trade. I think I'm only going to do one contract at this time, and hope that I can maybe get a little bit of an improvement when I make it. So here you'll notice too, though, if you can also change the dates and the times, and the different values for the bid, mid, and ask will be shown. So you can play around here. So if I wanted to take, if I wanted to go a little farther out, you can see, well, if I go out to 820, I can earn $71. And then I can also play around with the different prices. So if I go down to 55, I can take $145 of premium. So you can do a little playing around here. If I say, well, I want to take a lot less risk, I can say, well, I'll go to 60, which actually 60 is pretty far out there. Now, another thing that I typically do is I like to look at delta. I'm not going to go into detail about delta, but it's a way of determining the probability that your contract will expire out of the money. So meaning, what I mean by out of the money, in this case, if it was, the strike price was 60, and again, this represents the strike price. If it is out of the money, Coke, say, goes up to 57, and it never gets near 60, then it'll expire. But if Coke goes up to 62, then I run the chance of it being assigned, meaning the person will say that they want those shares, and they'll be they'll be sold in my account, and that person will get the shares. I get the cash, and the person gets the shares. So actually, this isn't bad, $32 for 60. But I'm going to go back to where I was. So let's go back to I guess 6/18. I thought it was July. Maybe I was confused. So I went to 6/18, and you can see 50 doesn't work too well for me. So I'm going to go back to 57.50, and that's $31. So the market must be going through some transition right now because the values have changed, and you'll notice that too. So I'm going to go. Let me go back at 8:20. I'm going to look at maybe doing a call a little farther out. This is more like 90 days. But $71 a premium is pretty good. And again, I have it sell to open. It's a market order. So at this point, I'm ready to review the order. So if I click on review the order, it'll actually bring up the details, and you can see the exchange fees or commission, which really those are the same thing. For every transaction, it's typically 65 cents is what they typically charge you. So well, here they're actually, there's a 65-cent commission, and there's a 65-cent exchange fee. So it looks like it's going to be $1.30. And here it describes it sell to open 1 KO at 57.50, a call at market day only. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and place the order, and you'll see it'll say sell to open. It actually showed the account number to the left. So and you can actually click on order status, and you can see what happened. So here you can see it actually filled. So here on 820, it actually closed. So I was able to sell two contracts? Yep. So or is this 2 different days? Because I did sell Coke the other day too. Yeah, this is 4:15. So if you look over here, it's 4:15, and over here is 4:16. So this is the one that closed just now, and you see it's 73 cents. So I believe I got a little bit of improvement over that. So in a sense, what I like to do is I do a few of these every month. actually more than a few. Sometimes I'll do as many as 15. The most I've ever done is 20 in 1 month. And not just for Coca-Cola, I do different things. You can actually look at my reviews on my channel to see some of the different things I trade. But it's relatively simple on Schwab. Again, the one thing I didn't show here is delta. And again, delta is related to probability. So I typically try to do a 20 delta, which is 0.20, which means it's an 80% probability that it's going to expire out of the money. You can't get delta on here, but if you use Schwab's Street Smart tool, you can get delta on that. Or if you use the phone app, you can get delta on the phone app. So my plans typically are to try to stay within that 20% delta, or it's an 80% chance of expiring outside the money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can see it's relatively simple to actually trade options. And if you have more questions, please add them below. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please do so. And if you like this video, please click like. And if I'll also include the links to my associated blog as well as my Patreon page. So I encourage you to come back, really look at trading options. It's been a big life changer for me. It's been able to add some income each month to for me. In a sense, it's a nice little side hustle that I'm doing, and I can earn some extra income. There is some risk involved, so you definitely do need to do your homework and come up with a strategy. I track all my trades, and I try to keep things as simple as possible, and I do try to improve and learn more every month. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.